be simplified first. You can see we have an absolute value bracket here. And that's a type of parentheses. So we're going to simplify that first. So minus 15 plus 4 times the absolute value of, this is going to be a negative 8. So the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. It's 3 squared. So minus 15. Next step is multiplication. It's 9. Okay, and so we have 17, right? Minus 9 is 8. Again, parentheses, we have parentheses we can simplify here. It's an absolute value bracket. The absolute value of, that will be negative 4, right? So 4. Everything else is going to stay the same. This is a multiplication sign. Okay, exponents. We have exponents. We can simplify here. And everything else will stay the same for now. And then we've got some division and multiplication. Division comes first. Okay, so we have negative 5 times 5, 16. Multiplication is x. So we got 25 minus 16, which is 9. All right, so we don't have any brackets that need to be simplified here, but we do have some exponents and cube roots or square roots. This is a cube root, so what is the cube root of negative? We have a cube root of a negative, yes. So that will be negative 4, right? Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 is 64. So negative 4 minus 8 times 11. Plus 2 times 9, negative 3 squared is 9. Now we can look at our multiplication. Okay, and then we're going to subtract from left to right. This gives us all right, number 12. We have some brackets to simplify here, an absolute value bracket. And this is going to be 7. Absolute value of 7 is the same, 7. Some square roots to simplify, which is equivalent to an exponent in order of operations. And square root of 64 is 8. So multiplication. And simplifies to negative 168. All right, number 13. So we have a bracket that needs to be simplified here. And so we have negative 7. And this is also considered a bracket because the absolute value of negative minus 9. So 9 minus the exponents. Next. Now we have exponents. Negative 7 squared is 49. And negative 6 squared is 36. Okay, multiplication. So negative 98 minus 45 minus 36. And we have negative 143 times 36, which is negative 179. All right, so I've got a set of fractions here. First thing I want to do is clear the fractions. We can multiply everything by the lowest common multiple of the denominators. We can see that 20 is the lowest common multiple of all the denominators. So I'm going to multiply all the parts by 20. Okay. When I multiply by 20 here, I'm going to divide by 5. So I'm actually going to simplify to multiplying by 4, which will be 12a. And here, multiplying by 10, right? And here we'll just have 1. So we have 2a is equal to 1. So a is equal to a half. All right, number 16. Again, we have a set of fractions. We need to multiply by the lowest common multiple of all the denominators to clear those fractions out. 5 is not going to work. 10, 15, 20, 25. We have to multiply everything by. That's 60. So we're going to multiply everything by 60. So multiply everything by 60. Here we'll have 20. Here, 1.5, 15. Okay, so we have 12. Okay, go ahead and expand. So we have 20n plus 60 minus 15n is equal to 12n minus 24. Add the like terms, so 5n plus 60 is 12n minus 24. So we have 7n is equal to 84. So n is equal to 12. Number 17. This one's not too pretty, but if we multiply to get rid of the decimal values, we need to get rid of 2 decimal values here. So we have to divide by 100. So then this will be 590 0.33x minus 1.3 equals negative 1.3x minus 572. Okay, use a calculator here to multiply, and you'll get 194.7x minus 784.7 is equal to nothing happened over here. And then we have to clear the decimals multiplied by 10. So 1947x minus 7847 is equal to negative 1030x minus 5720. Collect the like terms, we'll have 2977x is equal to 2127, and then x is equal to approximately 0. Go to the nearest 10. Number 18, it's a real pretty one here. Same idea, we want to clear the fractions. These are the fractions we want to clear first. Is the denominator 3, 4, and 8. We'll worry about this later, so what happens there. So lowest common multiple of 3, 4, and 8 is 24. So we're going to multiply each of these fractions by 24. And that will clear all those fractions, okay? So 24 divided by 3 is 8. And 24 divided by 4 is 6. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. Okay? So here we have 8 times 7 is 56. And we still have distributive property of the factor. We have 18. 6 times 3 is 18 times x 5 minus 15 over 2 is equal to 33. Let's fix that there. Okay. So next thing we can do, we can go ahead and distribute. So we have 112x plus 156, 18, so 168. Plus 18x over 5. And here, if we 18 divided by 2 is 9, 9 times 15 is 90, 45, so minus 135 is equal to 33. just one more fraction to clear if we multiply everything by 5. When we do that, we can get 560x plus 840. I haven't calculated this. Plus, this is cleared now. That's what we did in the previous. Minus 675 is equal to 165. And we'll collect the terms. So 578x, and this will be 165. It's equal to 165. So the only thing that's going to work for that is 0. I don't really need to go any further. So I'm going to say that x is equal to 0. All right, number 19 says to solve in terms of x. Before we do anything, we can just clear these fractions by multiplying by the lowest common multiple of both the denominators. So that's going to be 10. So we can multiply all the parts by 10. That's going to cancel here. So we have x plus 3a minus, and this is going to be 5, right? It's 5 times x minus a is equal to 2x. Okay, all the fractions are canceled, so we can distribute now. X plus 3a minus 5x plus 5a is 2x. And in like terms, we can simplify. So let's see, negative 4x plus 8a equals 2x. So over here we have 6x is equal to 8a. And so if we divide by 6, right, to that side, we should get 4 thirds. X is equal to 4a over 3, or we could say 4 thirds a over 7. This is really an advanced question that we won't really get to the second semester, but we can still isolate for x. And again, we're going to clear the fractions. This is the only denominator, so we multiply everything by 2x. And that's going to cancel here. So we have m squared plus 10m plus 25 is equal to 2x times m squared plus 5. Yeah. And then so to isolate, what we could do is we can divide everything here by 2 times m squared plus 5. And do the same here. So over here, we're going to have x is equal to this here, squared plus 10m plus 25 over 2 times m squared plus 5. Now, we don't need to go any further than that. We've isolated x, but this will simplify, and this is something that we'll learn later on with factoring. There's a common factor here that I can factor out. And so I'd have m squared plus 10m. Well, let's just factor this one. This factors into a set of binomials. So m plus 5 and m plus 5, or m plus 5 squared, over, and m is a common factor there. So we could say 2m, this would be m plus 5. And then we can see that, oh, these are common, so we end up with m plus 5 over 2m. Is equal to x. Okay, but really this is acceptable because we've already isolated x.